There is a dot-to-dot cone trail leading around the track for your benefit. These codes tell you vital information about the track while showing you the correct racing lines shown here in red. The racing line is the quickest way through the corner. It utilises the whole width of the track, starting from the outside of the track as you approach the corner, moving to the inside of the track as you go through the corner, and then back to the outside as you exit the corner. The three major points in a corner are marked by cones. First is the brake sign. All the braking must be done in a straight line, so you settle the car and transfer the weight to the front wheels for the turn-in. The next sign will be an arrow sign telling you whether it's a left or right-handed corner. This is where you'll need to get off the brakes, turn into the corner and pick up the throttle. Picking up the throttle means you only need 20 to 30% throttle as you turn in. This is just to maintain the corner speed. You should not be accelerating or decelerating at this point, just holding steady speed. As you slow the car down, all the weight transfers to the front wheels, which gives you good turn-in. Then, as the car starts to turn, you need to pick up the throttle to settle the back of the car down. What happens if you don't get on the throttle is that the car will spin. This is due to the mass of the car, gearbox and engine being behind you and acting like a pendulum in the corner, causing you to spin. The middle of the corner is marked by a green cone. This is called the apex. This is the point that you are aiming at when you turn the car in. After you pass the apex, you are aiming to unwind the lock and start feeding on the throttle, accelerating the car out of the corner, so that when the car is back in the straight line at the end of the corner, you are full throttle, accelerating in a straight line towards the next turn. It's critical to do all the braking in a straight line so that the car is settled by the time you get to the turn-in point. Once you start to turn, you need to be back on the throttle, not making any adjustments until you pass the apex, as these will cause you to lose control of the car. Once you pass the apex, you can start to unwind the steering lock and feed on the throttle as you exit the corner. Each corner has a different radius, as you can see from the red line. Due to this, you must brake before every turn to get the weight onto the front wheels to allow the car to turn. There are different degrees of braking around the track, so if there's a large gap between the red and blue markers, then you need to apply the brakes harder and for longer, compared to where the two markers are closer together. When you enter the pits at the end of your session, there is another very tight corner with high walls, so make sure that you have slowed the car down sufficiently and take it nice and steady as you come back to the pit garage. Remember, the pit speed is only 10 kilometers an hour. We'll just go through a quick recap of the main points. Brake hard and in a straight line. Pick up the throttle as you turn in. Don't change anything once you've committed to the corner, unless you have lost control. Unwind the steering lock and feed on the throttle as you exit the corner. Do this for each corner on the track. And remember, if you have more than 90 degrees steering lock, you have lost control of the car and must now jump on the brakes and clutch as hard as you can until the car has come to a complete stop.